Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone. Good to have you with us. Let's talk a little bit about money. A sluggish economy over the past few years left many consumers struggling to pay off their debts and reestablish credit. Jay Seaton is Vice President for National Affairs with the Prison Financial Advocates and Consumer Credit Counseling Service, and he's going to take us through the steps to reestablish credit. Then later on, we'll hear from Cleveland Municipal Court Judge Lynn McLaughlin Murray. She'll tell us about the new Veterans Treatment Program. Later on the broadcast after that, Michael Davis of the Northeast Ohio Regional Minority Business Assistance Program and Sharon Davis of the Ohio Department of Development will talk about the type of assistance available for minority business owners. Good morning again. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we beginning with a good friend and a regular on this broadcast, Jay Seaton, who's Vice President for National Affairs for Prison Financial Services and Consumer Credit Counseling Service. Hey, Jay.
Thanks for having me.
You're here all the time helping people get out of debt.
Because financial matters, I got to be the biggest interest of people right now.
What's going on? We've got a sluggish economy right now, and folks some of them are in debt, looking for jobs. What's your advice to them?
At Consumer Credit Counseling Service, I think one of the biggest issues right now is I've had some bumps in the road with my finances, with my credit, with my debt. How can I begin to reestablish myself and maybe get into a new job? This usually goes in context with a new job or a new situation where people are optimistic and positive. Then they suddenly remember, my credit's not so good. What do I need to do to make it better?
How do they reestablish it? How do you reestablish credit if you've had a bad credit rating?
I won't say it's difficult. But I won't say it's easy either. It's one of those things where you have to focus as a goal. That has to be a goal along with everything else that you're doing to rebuild your financial situation. You have to make it a specific goal. I want to go ahead and focus on my finances. And the first thing to do, I would suggest, is to go ahead and get your free credit report. I find only 25 or 30% or maybe a little bit more than that of the folks who are your viewers understand that they can get a free credit report. Find out what the credit world knows about you, what they have, and then you can take step two.
And there are 3 companies that provide that too, don't they? You can go online.
There's one. There are a lot of scammers out there, so people need to be aware of it, and we've talked about this before. The best way to do it is www.annualcreditreport.com.
Annualcreditreport.com.
That is the legitimate free site.
And then you can find out at least what people are saying about you.
You find out what your situation is, what you're behind on in terms of your creditors and your bills, credit cards and the like, and then you can decide, here's what I need to do to pay that to begin to reestablish.
When we come to you with a Prison Financial Services and Consumer Credit Counseling Service, what do you do for folks who come in and they say, Jay, I'm in financial trouble? How do you get them out, and what's it cost them?
First, understand that we're the oldest nonprofit actually in the country, not just in this area, Greater Cleveland, but in the country. What we will do is sit down with somebody and work through a line-by-line budget and build an action plan for them so that they can both get out of debt and then reestablish themselves. And that's for a nominal monthly fee. We have the relationships with the creditors, and we can get them out of debt.
A small amount of money they have to pay just for this counseling.
Yeah, basically to defray it. And the first session, 90 minutes, telephone, internet, or in person. We have 5 offices in Greater Cleveland. That's free.
I'll put a phone number on the screen where you can get more information. 800-355-2227. There it is at the screen. 800-355-2227. What you do is you talk to the person they owe, the company they owe, and you work out a deal where we're paying it, and so we're not running and ducking for cover.
So it's impressive how many people in Greater Cleveland and across the state and other states where we're in really feel they have a moral obligation and want to pay their bills. And what we can do is help them reduce their interest with a smaller payment, and over a period of time get those creditors paid off, and begin to reestablish.
Jay and I have a running joke on this broadcast whenever he's on, and the control room knows I'll do this too. I always pull out my credit card, just because you've probably got a credit card along these lines right here. This little piece of plastic can get us all in trouble. How so, Jay?
Well, what's interesting about it, I take that view, but I also take the contrarian point of view. It is a piece of plastic. We control it in our purse or in our wallet. So what it can get us into trouble is excessive use and really not paying it off as agreed. I suggest to folks, if you're paying the minimum payment, and now on your bill, all the viewers can see there are pictorial examples of what happens, how long it's going to take you to pay that off if you pay the minimum, and if you add even $5 more to that, how you can reduce that time. I tell folks, if you can do it, struggle. Add $5 or $10 over the minimum, you'll get out of debt.
And if you can pay this thing off every month, you'll be okay.
You are in the best shape of all, and that's my urging if you could do it. But if you can't, even $5 or $10 more than the minimum will get you out of debt.
I find sometimes the best thing to do with this credit card is put it back in my wallet and walk away. Maybe I don't need to buy that product that I thought I had to have.
Use it, but be smart about it and understand the rules of the road. That's what we say at Consumer Credit Counseling Service. It's plastic, it's helpful. I have credit cards and I've been doing this for over 30 years. So it's not the card itself. Understand how it works.
If I bought a suit for $100 and I put it on my credit card, but I only paid the minimum every month when that bill comes, that suit's going to cost me a lot more than $100.
And now you can see exactly how long that will take and how much it'll cost you in your bill.
1,000 years.
That will potentially be an expensive suit.
But you've lost your discount if you don't pay it off.
Exactly right.
Once again, if we contact a Consumer Credit Counseling or a Prize and Financial Advocates, you can get us on the road to recovery.
Yes, that's exactly right.
They've got a bunch of brochures that they give out like this. You'll get all of this kind of thing if you make that phone call to 800-355-2227. Jay Seaton is the Vice President for National Affairs of Prize and Financial Advocates and Consumer Credit Counseling Service, and a regular on the broadcast.
These are, you would be impressed and surprised, perhaps not so, because of your credibility, how many people tell me that they watch these segments.
Well, we're glad to help them. We try to keep you out of debt if we can, but it begins with you, right, Jay?
Yes.
Thank you, Jay. Always good to see you. We'll have you back.
Thank you.
He's a regular around here, and we're glad to keep him in here. He keeps money in our pockets. Well, let's log on to Newsnet5.com each week to see what's coming up on Kaleidoscope. Up next, we're going to continue the broadcast. We're going to be talking to Michael Davis and Sharon Smith, and they're going to be talking about the Ohio Regional Minority Business Assistance Center, and we'll also talk to Lynn McLaughlin Murray. She's a judge with Municipal Court about a special veterans program. This is Kaleidoscope. Back shortly. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. The Cleveland Veterans Treatment Court opened in early September, and Cleveland Municipal Court Judge Lynn McLaughlin Murray will explain why this special court is needed and how it will work with other agencies to meet the special needs of military veterans who find themselves in the criminal justice system. Your Honor, good to have you with us.
Nice to have you. Nice to be here.
Judge Lynn McLaughlin Murray, Cleveland Municipal Court. So tell me about this program. This is a special program for veterans. What's it do?
It is a docket specifically for veterans. Our first docket was September 1st, and the idea is that we wrap the services around the defendant veterans. So they're on probation. This is post-adjudication. They've already pled out or been found guilty of the charges. Most of the charges, 60% of the caseload is DUI. And then when they come in, we find that they've never received services with the VA, a lot of them, never been registered with the Veteran Services Commission. They're having issues with homelessness. There's a large population of veteran homeless. They would like to go back to school, and they don't know how to do that and how to take advantage of those services. And so the idea of the docket is it's a one-stop shop. They come to my courtroom, and those services are in the courtroom. We don't send them someplace else. They get it right there.
You try to guide them to where they need to be.
Right.
A lot of times they don't even know that these services are available anywhere.
Exactly. They don't even know. And I say to them, and it's a dialogue. It's not a traditional courtroom. There's not a prosecutor. Sometimes we have a public defender just to help individuals, but it's really a dialogue with myself and the defendants. And then after I've talked to them about, are you working? Do you have stable housing? What is going on in your family life? What is going on with the issues with your substance abuse or mental health? I will say, well, now I want you to go talk to Tracy, and she's with the VA. Now I want you to go talk to Terry. She's with the Veteran Services Commission. Oh, look, there's somebody here from the Ohio Job and Family Services that has programs for veterans. They're in the back of the courtroom. Go talk to them before you leave.
So all of this is really geared to men and women who are veterans,
yeah,
who find themselves standing in the court for some reason or another.
Exactly.
And we can turn their lives around oftentimes if we get them the kind of help that they need, these veterans.
Absolutely. This program was first started in Buffalo, New York with Judge Russell. And he started in 2008 for the same reasons. He saw that the veterans that he had were having a problem. Since he founded his docket in 2008, of his graduates, not one person has reoffended.
You've got a peer mentoring program. What's that entail?
This is really what makes this docket work. These are volunteer, honorably discharged veterans who come to court every week and talk with the veteran defendants. Their friends, their counselors, their mentors, their coaches. They really help them. They take them to a medical appointment. They know what's going on with them as far as the VA. I had one on my docket on Thursday, and he was able to stand up and say, oh, he has an appointment for his dentist on such and such a date, and I'm going to make sure he gets here and he gets there. They're able to really help them because they have that connection, because they're veterans.
They need a leg up sometimes. They just need a little help.
They need a friend.
And that can solve some of the other legal problems, that the DUIs and all of the other
Absolutely.
That can, if they're working, got some help coming
Absolutely.
along, and you getting some of those benefits that veterans really. I'm a veteran as
No, you
much
are.
in Cuyahoga County. Well, Northeast Ohio knows I'm a veteran of the war in Vietnam, and I use the GI benefits to go back to college,
right,
to go to graduate school, working toward a master's degree. Bought a couple of houses on the VA, on the Veterans Administration, and used the medical facilities as well. So you brought something here for me.
I did. It says support our veterans, and I'm going to give that to you.
Wristband, support our veterans, and it's kind of in a military, has a military camouflage kind of thing, and I certainly will wear this as a reminder, not only to myself, and there's a phone number on the back too, as a reminder to myself and to others to support our veterans. Let's put your phone number, or you can get a shot of that if you want on camera number 12 there. Support our veterans, it says. Let me put a phone number on the screen, 216-664-4712. That's to your chambers, right?
No, that
that's
is to Derek Moore, who is my peer mentor coordinator, and he's retired Air Force. And if you're interested in being a peer mentor, you can call him, and he will send you out an application. We have 17 so far. We're always looking for more. And there's just a short application. We do a little interview just to find out a little bit about the individuals, and then you're welcome to come aboard. And it's my docket is every Thursday, courtroom 12A in the Justice Center.
This touches your heart, doesn't it?
This is so important to me. These men and women have served our nation. They have gone into harm's way, just like you did. And that they would come back here and not have a place to live. The homeless population of veterans is just so high. That they would not have a job, that they would not have medical care. It's just wrong. And that we can give these services to them. The men and women walk out of my courtroom with hope. And that is really what it's about. It's about hope.
Solving problems for them and solving problems for the rest of society.
Absolutely.
Getting them on the straight and narrow, living quality lives, and thanking them for what they did for our
Absolutely.
nation.
That's what it's about.
Judge Lynn McLaughlin Murray, Cleveland Judge in Cleveland Municipal Court, thank you so much for being on the broadcast. Once again, that phone number is 664-4712. You can get more information on what we're talking about. And you opened up in September
1st.
So we're really just getting started on this.
Absolutely. I've had my 4th docket. We did one actually at the VA on September 8th, and that was an amazing experience every Thursday.
Thank you. Thank you for what you do, Your Honor.
And thank you for your service.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's what we do. It's what we do here. Good to have you on the broadcast. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more after this. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope today. The Northeast Ohio Regional Minority Business Assistance Center provides assistance to minority and disadvantaged businesses. Its director, Michael Davis Sr., and the manager of the Office of Management and Technical Services at the Ohio Department of Development, Sharon Smith. They're both here to talk more about the services provided and the missions of the organization. It's good to have you with us, Michael Davis and Sharon Smith.
Thank you for having us.
So tell me about the mission of the Northeast Ohio Regional Minority Business Assistance Center. What's it do?
It is there to promote, well, it was formed to promote sustainability, growth, and success for small and minority disadvantaged business owners by a vehicle of counseling, technical support, training, certification assistance, access to loans, bonds, and working capital.
Kind of help them get started and stay started.
Yes, sir.
And that's if you're going in business, one of the rules is to stay in business.
That is correct.
One of the goals
that is the goal.
Yeah, let's bring in Sharon Smith, the manager of Office Management and Technical Services for the Department of Development. What's the Department of Development's role in all of this now?
We fund the Minority Business Assistance Centers, not just the Northeast Regional Ohio centers, but we do them across the state. We've got 8 centers, and that's counting Mike's satellite offices that he has that are operating rather uniquely in the urban leagues. And that's a relationship we've had with the Akron Urban League for a while. But we provide this assistance in order to create jobs and to positively impact Ohio's economy.
Michael, how big an area do you serve? I know you're working with the Akron Urban League. How big an area do you serve?
Well, this collaboration stretches across the Northeast Ohio. You have the Akron Urban League, you have the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, you have the Lorain County Urban League, and you also have the Warren Youngstown Urban League, as well as the Lima Allen Chamber, and we serve 11 counties throughout that.
Now, what happens when somebody comes to you and they're minority or a disadvantaged business? Well, what's that mean, disadvantaged business?
Disadvantaged business would be a business that they fall under a certain threshold, as what the state would identify, maybe not making over $250,000. So somewhere under that threshold.
What do you do for them when they come to you?
What we do, we have a plethora of services, but the first thing we would do an initial assessment, an intake. They would come in and they would tell us if they're a startup business, what their ideas, what their dream is all about, and hopefully we can come up with some type of 30, 60, 90-day goal for them to obtain, and then give them a prescription to follow and help them through along the way through.
You help them with a plan,
with a business,
and
plan.
You give them a route to that plan, kind of some ideas on how to get from here to there.
That is correct.
To make a dollar. Yeah. Now that's in keeping with the Office of the Department of Development down in Columbus. This is what you want businesses to do, to get
That's
in
exactly
business
right.
and stay in business.
Stay in business,
Speak to that.
Create jobs.
Speak to that, Sharon.
What you find is minority business owners, when they are creating jobs, they're hiring other minorities and other disadvantaged. I'll call them populations. So it's good for the state, it's good for the economy if we're providing these services to these businesses, particularly minority businesses and disadvantaged businesses have problems accessing capital. So through the programs that we operate through the Minority Business Assistance Center network, we're able to provide them with access to capital.
And by accessing capital, you're talking about finding that pot of gold.
That's exactly right.
You help people find the money. If there is money to be found,
we will help them find
the money.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Speaking of money, is there a cost for the people and the companies that come to you asking for help?
Some of the costs are either low cost or no cost. However, we found that if we have them have a buy-in to it, that they will take it more serious. So most of the services that we offer from the state's perspective are free.
And that's covered through our tax dollars.
That's covered through our tax dollars.
So we should take it, those companies that are in trouble or minority businesses that need some help. They need they understand that they've been paying taxes, we've been paying taxes all along, and that these services are there for them.
That is correct.
Let's put a phone number on the screen where we can get more information on everything that we've been talking about. We've got a couple of phone numbers there. You see them right there. Now that first one, that's a 234 number, 542-4144. And I just learned that 234 number, that's the new Akron area code, or one of the Akron area codes, right?
That is correct.
That's legitimate. 23. This is new to me. 234-542-4144, or you can call the office of the Development Department of Ohio, 614-466-5700. You can get more information on everything that we've been talking about. Give us a final thought on why you see this as important, Michael.
I see it as important because so often our minority business, small businesses don't have that resource out there, and we are a resource center, and we try to help level the playing field for them to be able to market themselves and be competitive out there with the prime contractors and the business owners that have been doing it for a long period of time.
And you, Sharon Smith, give us a final thought on why you think this is vital.
These services are available to you. As you mentioned, these services are your taxpayer, your tax dollars at work.
Yeah.
The taking advantage of these opportunities and looking at the resources that are available, really identifying them, because that's the greatest problem we face is people don't know that these services are there and available.
So make a phone call, get some information, get your business up and running, keep it up and running, and find the route to that pot of gold.
That's it.
We're all looking for it one way or the other. We may not say we are, but that's what we're looking for. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast, Michael Davis and Sharon Smith.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us.
I'll take a break. I'll be right back. Marcia McAbee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland after this. With a comment now, here's Marcia McAbee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland.
Thanks, Leon. I'm really excited about the broadcast today. We always have a great one, had a great one today. I want to comment, though, particularly on the last segment where we talked about the Northeast Ohio regional collaboration of the MBACs.
Yeah.
I'm so very proud of that because Urban Leagues have a protocol that we follow, that we don't go into each other's territory and we don't do services across others' territory.
Right.
And that is why we came together, and as an Akron Urban League and a Cleveland Urban League, we decided to help to form this new collaborative so that we didn't compete against each other. And then we decided to also bring along some of our other Urban League brothers and sisters into the movement so they too could do this work.
We are all in it together.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think as African American organizations, we have to set that model of how we work together. Other ethnic groups do it, other communities do it, and we think we need to be in the lead to make sure we do it as well.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir. I agree with you 100%. You were impressed with what they talked about, too, this program of helping minority and disadvantaged businesses.
Absolutely. We had a center in Cleveland, and so now we're all merged and working together, and I think that the impact now that we're creating is greater than any one of us could do ourselves.
So it looks like we're well on the route. With one of the things we talked about with our segment, we've got 15 seconds remaining, was start a plan and get on the route to that plan.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have businesses who are, you know, gaining impact for their own businesses, growing their revenues, and then they're able to hire people, and that's the thing that's going to turn around our economy.
Well, we're on our way to turning it around. Many thanks, Marcia.
You're welcome.
That's going to do it for Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. Be well.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.